Honorable Sri Vinay Viswam ji.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I think that this bill has to be taken seriously, should be improved, should be changed on so many terms. And for that, I may request the government to refer this bill to the standing committee at least. The Energy Conservation Act, the primary act, was passed by the Parliament in 2001. This bill, to amend it, comes in 2022. The times have changed, and these changes are demanding all of us, pressing all the countries of the world, that conservation is a necessity. Climate issues have come to the fore. That's why in COP26, in all such international debates and meetings, climatic issues take the forefront place. Even in G20, the target was, I should say, climate. In the speech of the Prime Minister in the G20, he spoke about a nectar, Panchamrit, and that Panchamrit, most of the content was focused on climate issues. In that context, sir, I feel that it is not the Ministry of Power should pilot this bill. That should have been done by the MOEFCC. It was earlier only MOEF. Rightly, we added climate change also to that ministry. That means that India is responding sensibly to the changes. In that way, I think that there is a clash of interests in this bill. So I request to take up this point also seriously by the government. Then I have an apprehension. We are concerned about the carbon emission. The world as a whole think about reduction of carbon. And now we talk about carbon trades. This bill is mainly focused on trade of carbon. Trade is not the most important thing. Cutting of carbon use. Reduction is the carbon trade. We talk about reduction, reduce, reuse, the 3 R's. But you forget that. We talk mainly on trade nowadays. So trade is not going to help us. On this issue of carbon emission and global warming and climate change, no amount of trade will help us. In that way, this bill has to be altered fundamentally to see that measures to reduce carbon usage should be the main point to be attended. That's my point. Sir, as we see in all the bills moved by the government of today, centralization is the key point. This country is a federal country, not a unitary one. But this bill underlines the government politics of centralization. And we can see the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, the Bureau of Energy Efficiency, who control it? The main control is by the union government. Other ministries, other states, all are taken to the backbenches. That cannot be the approach of the government today. In that way also, this needs to be changed. And you talk about so many measures to be taken. One question haunts all of us. Who is the regulator? Who is the regulator? Nobody knows. The bill is silent on that point. On the regulatory part of the mission and the tasks, this bill is disappointingly silent. That's why I would tell the government, please see that this should be addressed very seriously when you respond to the discussions here. Sir, you talk about the penalty, and that penalty is 10 lakhs rupees. In the earlier days, we took a serious term which called a doctrine, which was the polluter pays. And many people thought that it's a very positive approach, imposing the polluter to pay. But now what happens? This bill also preaches a new tendency. Let us first pollute and then to pay. Now the slogan is that you pollute and you pay. That is not the approach. Reduce pollution, reduce emission, control it, punish them. Instead of that, the government says them, you pay us money and you pollute us. We discussed this bill in Delhi, which is nowadays called as the capital of pollution. The air is polluted, surroundings are polluted, and this bill is also a supportive step towards pollution. That's why this bill needs to be overhauled thoroughly. In that way, the democratic and the parliamentary way to make it an efficient bill, effective bill, is to take it back to the select committee at least and have a threadbare discussion there. Otherwise, I have the apprehension that this bill may fail. I want this bill to be positively guide the nation to a carbon-free surrounding. That's my intention. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Vinay Viswam ji.